Well, when I'm standing here, I can actually smell the odor of intoxicants coming from inside the vehicle. Okay? So, given your ages, yes. Yes, I do. So, do you want to be honest with me?
Okay.
I spilled something.
Okay.
We did spill stuff, but...
We weren't drinking. We spilled stuff. We were taking stuff to Fennimore. That's why.
You were bringing stuff to Fennimore.
Yes.
And we were waiting for our friend to come get us because we have alcohol in the car.
Okay. You know, that's another violation. Okay. So why don't you guys hang tight for me? I'm going to run your information, and then we'll deal with this accordingly, okay?
Are you going to give us tickets?
I haven't decided yet. Had you guys been straight up and forward with me right off the get-go, things might have gone a lot differently, though. Okay? Go ahead and have a seat for me, okay?
On June 12, 2020, a Fennimore police officer observed a vehicle make an abrupt turn into a gas station. Both occupants fled inside. On approach, the officer detected the odor of intoxicants from the vehicle. Under Terry v. Ohio, 392 U.S. 1, 1968, erratic driving plus physical indicators of intoxication meets reasonable suspicion, the constitutional threshold required to detain and conduct an investigative stop. Both occupants were 18, Wisconsin stat. Paragraph 346.631c imposes absolute sobriety on drivers under 21. The standard 008B threshold does not apply. Any detectable alcohol is a criminal violation. The driver, Michaela, admitted open alcohol in the vehicle, confirming a separate violation under stat paragraph 1 for 25.74a.
Give you guys PBTs. Okay, if you guys blow zeros, I'm going to cut you loose, but I'm going to take the alcohol. Okay? Other than that, no tickets. So you guys going to blow zeros?
No.
You're not going to blow zeros? No? Machine does an internal test, make sure the machine's working properly. It is testing properly. You got anything in your mouth?
No.
Okay. Deep breath in. Go ahead and start. Keep going. Go, 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 go. Good. Go ahead and grab the tube for me. You're at a .025. All right. Go ahead and have a seat for me. How much have you had to drink?
A couple.
What's a couple?
6.
6? That's more than a couple.
But we pulled over here because my cousin's girlfriend's coming to get us.
How'd you get here, though?
I drove.
From where?
Platteville.
From Platteville? Okay. Just lost my PBT. Hang tight for me, okay? Can I have you step out for me?
Yeah.
We're just going to sit back here, okay? What time did you start drinking?
11 o'clock. 11:30.
11:30? Okay. What time did you stop?
30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago? Were you guys drinking while you were in the car?
No, we stopped somewhere. It was, I don't remember what it's called, Mount Hope, maybe?
Mount Hope? Okay. What I want you to do is I'm just going to have you perform some field sobriety tests for me, okay?
Can I do it with my shoes? Because my shoes, they're sandals and I have really, really bad balance.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to have you stand here for me. Okay, first test, I just want you to keep your feet together, arms on your side for me, okay? Take one step this way for me. There you go. All right, what I want you to do is I want you to follow tip my finger with your eyes and your eyes only. I don't want you to move your head at all. Do you understand? Okay. I'm gonna go up now, okay? Okay, next test is called the walk and turn test, okay? And this test has a starting position. I'm going to get you set up in that starting position right now, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to place your left foot. I want you to go ahead and use that line. Is that okay? Feel comfortable using that line? What I want you to do is I want you to place your left foot on that straight line. Place your right foot heel to toe in front of your left foot. Remain in that. Nope, don't start the test yet.
I'm sorry.
Nope, you're fine. So your left foot on that line, your right foot heel to toe in front of your left foot. Go ahead and do that. Remain in that position with your arms down your side. Don't start the test yet. Yep. So your left foot on the line, your right foot heel to toe in front of it. Just keep your arms down at your side and don't start the test until I tell you to, okay? Can you get back into that starting position for me? Left foot on the line, right foot, there you go. Remain in that spot until I tell you to start it. Do you understand? Okay. Go ahead and watch my feet now, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to take 9 heel to toe steps down that straight imaginary line. It'll look something like this, okay? 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9. This representing your 9th step. Leave this foot planted. Take small choppy steps until you're facing back in the other direction. From there, I want you to take another 9 heel to toe steps down that line. It'll look something like this. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 9. Okay? While you're performing the test, I want you to watch your feet, count out loud, keep your arms down your side, and don't stop the test until you've understand?
So I go there and then I go back?
Yep, 9 heel to toe steps with your arms down at your side. The turn that was described to you, and then another 9 heel to toe steps back. Okay? Do you understand? Whenever you're ready, go ahead and begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just give me a funny. What kind of
And
turn?
my left foot again?
Stepped off the line. There's your foot. Okay, the next test is called the one leg stand test, okay? What I want you to do is I just want you to keep your feet together, arms down your side while I'm explaining it, okay? When I tell you to begin, what I want you to do is I want you to raise the foot of your choice approximately 6 inches off the ground, okay? It'll look something like this. From there, I want you to count out loud. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, until I tell you to stop counting. If at any point in time you set your foot down, just go ahead and pick it back up and continue counting from where you last left off. Okay? Once again, while you're performing the test, I want you to watch the tip of your foot, count out loud for me, keep your arms down at your side. Okay? Do you understand? Whenever you're ready, go ahead and begin. There you go.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 10, 1,000.
Hopping.
11, 1,000. Sorry.
Raise your arm, set your foot down.
12, 1,000, 13, 1,000, 14, 1,000, 15, 1,000, 16, 1,000, 17, 1,000, 18, 1,000, 19, 1,000, 20, 1,000, 21, 1,000, 22, 1,000, 23, 1,000, 24, 1,000, 25, 1,000, 26, 1,000, 27, 1,000.
Go ahead and stop. All right, last thing I'm going to have you do is blow into a PVT tube for me, okay? You said you had bad balance?
Yeah.
What's causing that?
Do
Do you have any leg injuries or anything like that?
I hurt my left foot when I was little.
You just hurt it? Did you break it or anything?
No, I pulled ligaments and tendons in my foot and they never fully healed.
Okay. What the machine did there was just an internal check, make sure it's working properly, okay? What I want you to do is I just seal your lips around 2 deep sigh breath out, you're blowing up a balloon, okay? Keep going. Go, 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 go. Good. Go ahead and grab the tube for me. All right. During the test, I did observe that you were showing signs of impairment. Okay, so I am going to be placing you under arrest for operating while intoxicated. Your PVT result was a .094. Okay, so at this time you are under arrest for operating while intoxicated. Go ahead and turn around, place your hands behind your back.
The officer administered all 3 NHTSA standardized FSTs: horizontal gaze nystagmus, walk and turn, and 1 leg stand. One procedural issue: Michaela disclosed a prior ligament injury and was wearing sandals before testing began. Firsten, NHTSA guidelines require officers to document physical conditions affecting test performance. That documentation was insufficient for a recurring vulnerability defense counsel exploits at suppression hearings. The preliminary breath test returned .094, above both the 0.08 standard limit and the zero tolerance threshold. PBT is not trial evidence. Its sole legal function is establishing probable cause for a custodial arrest under the Fourth Amendment. With odor FST indicators and a positive PBT, probable cause was established. The arrest was constitutionally sound. Before the blood draw, the officer read the Wisconsin informing the accused form per whiz. Stat 343-305. Missouri. V. McNeely, 569 U.S. 141, 2013. A warrantless blood draw requires voluntary consent. Consent was obtained. BAC result: 0.9 grams is 100 milliliters. On September 30th, 2020, Michaela pled no contest to OWI first offense. Sentence: 830, 6-month license revocation, mandatory alcohol assessment, no jail time. 2 years and 28 days later, October 28, 2022, Michaela crossed the center line on County Road X in Clayton, Wisconsin, struck a power pole, and rolled her vehicle. A bystander reported she asked them not to call law enforcement. A Crawford County Sheriff's deputy interviewed Muckalot Vernon Memorial Hospital before formal arrest. Under Miranda v. Arizona, 384 U.S. 36, 1966, warnings are required only during custodial interrogation. Pre-arrest hospital interview occupies legally ambiguous ground. Defense counsel routinely targets this sequence with a motion to suppress. Michaela voluntarily admitted to approximately 6 drinks over 3 hours. She stated she felt fine to drive. Race AC at 10:08 p.m., 0.18 grams, 100 milliliters, more than twice the legal limit. The implied consent form was read. Consent was obtained. Procedure was cleaned. On March 8, 2023, Michaela pled no contest to WI second offense under WIS, stat graph 346632. Sentence: 529, 10 days jail, 12-month license revocation, 12-month ignition interlock device, mandatory alcohol assessment.
What's that?
How long?
You just need a sober ride to come pick you up.
They're on their way. Can we just wait here?
There's some other testing that needs to be done. Just double locking them so they don't get tighter on you. You know about?
No.
No? I suppose you don't have pockets, do you?
No, I think I have my back pocket.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna walk you right over here. I suppose, do you want your sandals on?
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
You're not taking me anywhere, are you?
I'm gonna take you to the hospital.
Can I have my phone so I can call my cousin?
Yeah. Yep. Hold on one second. Where's the alcohol in the car?
It's in the back seat behind the seat.
Okay. All right.
Michaela, will you submit to an evidentiary chemical test of your blood?
Yeah. And then the next thing I knew, I was sitting on the side of the road and some girl was pulling me into her car.
Okay. Were you the driver of the car?
Yes, sir.
Was anyone else with you in the car? You were alone? Okay. Looks like what you did is you crossed the center line of the road. You left the roadway. That big boom you heard was probably you hitting a power pole. I believe you flipped one time. Do you remember the car rolling at all?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Anything
Okay.
after feeling the gravel.
Okay. Where were you at tonight?
Where was I at? I was at Country Gardens.
Okay. And what were you doing at Country Gardens?
I was having a few drinks with my coworker.
Okay. Do you know how many drinks you had?
Like 6, if that even.
6. Okay.
If that even.
Do you remember what time you got there?
4 o'clock, 4:30.
Okay. And do you remember what time you left?
6:37.
Okay.
Maybe 7:30 at latest.
Okay. You said you had 6 drinks roughly.
Yeah, if that even.
Do you remember what you were drinking?
Bacardi and lemonade.
Bacardi and lemonade?
Yeah, well, Bacardi and lemonade, but yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you're under the influence of alcohol?
I definitely felt fine to drive. I mean, I definitely felt like I had a few drinks.
Like,
I definitely felt fine to drive, if that makes sense.
would you say you like had maybe a buzzed feeling but not drunk?
Yeah, definitely. I
Okay.
mean, even less than a buzz. That's why
Okay.
like, I don't understand how this happened.
So what do you feel like caused the crash?
I don't know. Maybe I overcorrected, which I definitely think might have happened because I got scared.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, because you admitted to having some alcohol, okay? I believe that the alcohol had a factor in this crash.
Okay.
Okay. And I think we could probably both agree with that if we were completely honest with ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to charge you with an OWI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need a blood draw from you, which we'll have the nurses do. I'll complete my paperwork here. I'm going to read off a form to you, and then at the end of that, you'll answer yes or no if you'll submit to that blood test. Does that?
Let's go to jail.
You will not go to jail. Since you were in a crash, I'm not going to take you to jail for this. That's for sure. So you won't go to jail. Will you submit to an evidentiary chemical test of your blood?
What would you like to do?
I cannot give legal advice.
Didn't answer me.
Is that a yes? Okay. The answer will be a yes at 10:08 p.m.
Now the grades. The Fennimore officer. B plus investigative sequencing was legally sound. Observation, detention, FST's PBT arrest implied consent. Deduction. Insufficient documentation of the subject's disclosed physical limitations before FST administration. Crawford County Deputy, A-. Clean consent procedure, calm hospital interview, voluntary consent secured for blood draw. Deduction. Pre-arrest questioning without Miranda advisement creates suppression exposure in a contested prosecution. Michaela, C in Incident 1, C+ in Incident 2. Physical cooperation in both encounters is noted. The grades reflect the underlying decisions. Driving at .8 BAC, 2 years after a prior DOWI conviction, during an active license revocation period, is the central fact the court considered. 3 takeaways. First, Wisconsin's zero-tolerance statute applies to every driver under 21 on any public roadway. 1 drink can constitute criminal WI under Graffin 346-631C. The 0.08 threshold is irrelevant for that demographic. Second, Wisconsin's OWI penalty structure escalates sharply each subsequent offense within a 10-year look-back period. A lenient first offense is deliberate. The legislature reserved mandatory incarceration and ignition interlock for repeat offenders. Third, FST documentation is an officer's first line of defense against suppression motions. Disclosures of physical impairment must be formally recorded in the arrest report, not just acknowledged verbally on camera. That discipline gap is preventable and, in close cases, can determine the outcome at the suppression hearing. Let us know your analysis in the comments. If you found this breakdown useful, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching.